All right, welcome everyone to Speed Gaming 4. We are streaming the Blitzmode daily race, and if you, like me, were wondering, what on earth is Blitzmode? It is a 4-4 fast Ganon with a plethora of starting items for our runners. You can see Master Sword, Boots, Titans, Mitts, Lamp, and an activated flute. So we'll get to see these runners make Swiss cheese, as it were, of Link to the Past. With me on commentary is Arterio. Apologies. Feel free to correct me. And I am Irio Plays, or Iri for short. And we look forward to this race and having you all with us.
Hey everyone, glad to be here too. And art for sure, it works perfectly fine. Quite looking forward to that blitz mode. I have not seen this one yet, or it's been a very long time since I last saw this one, so it should be interesting and very fast.
Yes, we are definitely in for a Friday evening treat. I had to double check what day it was.
Yes. So on screen we have Calvin 919 and Exodus, who will be doing the race for us today. There is a total of 3 people in the race, so 1, 2, and 3. We'll see where our 2 runners on stream end up, and we're on going already.
Yep, off to the races. Both runners choosing to flute over to Kakariko, get the early 13 checks here done and out of the way, see if you can find some goodies.
And already some divergence. Exodus finding the Cane of Samaria and the Aether Medallion, and Calvin with the Bombos Medallion. Of course, both of these runners will do each other's checks, so we'll have a repeat of these checks in a few moments there, as everyone clear out Kakariko as soon as they can, usually.
Right.
And a book as well. A book. Does that mean we'll see an early desert play? They do have boots.
They have boots, and we don't have a mirror, so you'd have to use that book, but we'll see where our runners go.
That was a very quick mirror check here. Saw pendant on Tower Farah and then crystals for Eastern and Desert, but I'm not sure if it was 5-6 for Eastern or if it was the green pendant for Era. That was very quick.
It was certainly faster than my eyes caught it.
There we go.
There we go.
So it was normal crystals for AP, and it is a green pendant for Tower Farah. There's a mushroom on the bottle vendor. To answer chat, Blitz mode is a 4-4 Ganon, starting with the Master Sword activated flute to boots, to lamp, and I think that's about it, right?
And Titan's mitts, but yes.
Yes. Oh, and the Moon Pearl. Let's not forget the Moon Pearl.
Oh yeah, that's important. Well, it seems our runners has found a trio of medallions, so with boots we can get into Mire, and we have a cane, so that is an option to us. We'll see where our runners go, though.
Yeah, I can definitely see them do desert, because that's a very quick crystal to do. No bows for AP for Eastern yet, so that will wait. Oh, well, talking of desert, let's see if Calvin decides to go in.
Yep. Our Psyduck Sprite is singing a song as he looks to go into desert. We saw a bottle with green juice on the desert ledge, nothing on race game for Zodius, and he's going off to Dam, doing some more overworld checks before diving dungeons.
And the interesting part is they already have access to the Dark World, so they could have chosen to simply go right away, visit Village of Outcast, and go from there. But we're still seeing divergence though. Desert on one side, and then overworld check on the other. We'll see what they decide to do. I would probably have tipped Village of Outcast before going to Desert. But that would have been me.
Right, because you have the 3 quick checks after pulling the rock. And you get the Dark World map check as well, but we will have to wait and see. So far, nothing interesting in Desert, as Zodius runs into Mini Moldorm Cave. We'll see if they find anything interesting there.
That's the big key for Calvin, so we will probably see the big chest. Yep, it looks like it.
For sure, because that's a map of not interest, and Mini Moldorm is empty. The question is, where does he flute from here?
Probably 8. Well, I guess it's Desert as well. He's gonna follow in Calvin footsteps.
Yep. So I'll see if our big chest here holds any goods, or if it's just a bit of couch cash. Couch cash it is.
That doesn't look well so far. No items in Desert, and nothing in Mini Moldorm Cave. Maybe that Dark World play is gonna come in sooner than later.
Yeah, you never know. We have Saha's Closet, and without Bow, you can't finish Eastern, but nothing's stopping you from looking into it. But yeah, there's nothing stopping you. You've got Mids. Dark World's kind of your oyster if you find Hammer or Flippers.
And flippers are not very necessary in a seed like this, considering that fake flippers is very easy to do. So if
For sure.
Ice Palace is anything crystal-like, then they can access that pretty easily. Swamp can be skipped, but anyway, they would need the mirror for that, which we don't have yet. But it's only 4 crystals they need for a fast Ganon, so I can see them skipping anything that takes too long.
That's true. A better way to put it is Flippers is logically needed, but a Kieran jump away and off you go. So Calvin headed out to Landmos. No Fire Rod. Looks like he's gonna have to do this one the old-fashioned way, with swords and spins.
At least it's the Master Sword,
Yes.
so it's not too bad. And meanwhile, Exodus is about to join Calvin in the back of Desert to go kill Mollis and get his first crystal.
I'll be curious to see if any of our runners bother to turn that bottle into Sick Kid, or if they just immediately get sidetracked with all the opportunities the flutes give them.
Well, going back
Go ahead.
going back to Kakariko would make sense. I think that would be the next logical step after clearing the South Shore. In Calvin case, at least. Exodus has already done most of South Shore, so we will probably go back to Kakariko, check that bottle, and maybe jump into Dark World. They could go to Death Mountain, but without the mirror or the armor or the hookshot, that's pretty limited up there.
Yeah, I can't imagine I'd want to go to Death Mountain this early without any items to make it interesting, but I'm on commentary not running this, so what do I know? Sick Kid also having Couch Cash. So our runners will both have one of our 4 required crystals, but not a whole lot else, as we kind of look for progression here on this seed.
Well, they do have a mushroom to check.
That is true. We have that quick check to make. Looks like Calvin is retracing some of Haxodus' steps, with the South Shore and the race game checks. So, well, he doesn't know what we know is he's going to find a whole lot of nothing. Haxodus did not check Ice Rod Cave, but that is one item. It's pretty easy to get back there with the flute to 8 at any point.
Yes, and with the boots, it's really fast too. That's the good part of this seed. The boots are to start with. Oh, we're gonna see our first check at Aginas. Calvin skipped that completely.
You're right, he did. So we'll see if my least favorite Sphere 0 check holds anything.
Nope.
And it's just a piece of heart. So a save quit out of Agina Cave, and we'll see. Oh, it looks like Haxodus is going to be checking the back of. Okay, I lied. I thought he was going to back of Escape, but it looks like he's doing King's Tomb first.
Yeah, he's gonna do the sequence King's Tomb, then Back of Escape, and he'll finish with Bunk Rock, which makes sense. When
Right.
you're starting at Sanctuary, this is very quick to do. It's 3 easy check before doing anything else.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of curious if what's on Lumberjack, to be honest.
That's true, because we do have starting Sword and Lamp. That means it's fully in logic, so if we wanted a rude Blitz mode seed, we could have something interesting on Lumberjack. Looks like it's both Bonk Rocks and Ice Rod Cave coming up dry for our runners here.
And Exodus decide to ignore Back of Escape.
Indeed. I guess it's not really a commentator's curse if you just ignore it. Commentator's incorrect, as Hexodus pulls a tree, finds some sticks, and is doing some Lost Woods checks.
And runners making sure we're incorrect happens too often. They should just follow what we're saying.
Commentator's all-knowing. Just some ammo and some bombs in the Lost Woods, so still finding nothing, as Calvin presumably heads up to Bonk Rocks. Haxodus flutes off to Kakariko, and maybe we'll finally see this Dark World check.
Maybe, but Sick Kid first, for that bottle they found on Desert Ledge.
Yep. And
which we
looks
know
like-
is just a red rupee, so no progression here, no access to anything else.
Looks like we are getting, well, I don't want to speak too soon, but yes, we are getting that fabled Lumberjack check from Calvin.
Oh, let's take a look. What does Aghanim is hiding right now? I have no idea what that is. It's red.
I think it was a red rupee, but I did not get a good look. If chat wants to tell us I'm wrong, by all means, but we have red cane already. We have a lamp. I don't know anything else and boots, so I'm going to guess it's couch cash.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. That red looks like the red rupee red and cane red, but we already have that cane, so that would make sense. It definitely was not a hard piece, so yeah.
Right. In the meantime, Hexodus says, Blinken, he's already in Skull Woods, digging through, finding that big key, but it's not really needed in Skull. I did not see a map check, and does not look like our tracker did either, but either way, there are 2 items in Skull Woods. We don't have a fire rod, so there's no Mothula killing in our future yet, but there are items to be checked.
Yeah, I do not think he has found anything so far. Exodus showing us some hover.
Yeah, just flexing the hover. Who needs a bomb jump when you can just float over?
There's our
that
map
map
check.
check.
5-6 Skullwood and Palace of Darkness, and 10 Pendants on Mire and Swamp.
Swamp. Yep.
So flippers definitely not needed.
Yeah. Who needs swim shoes?
Alright, so now knowing what we know, Thieves Towns is a free crystal. You don't need
Right.
anything to complete that. We have Desert Palace with the book. What else can they do? They can do Ice Palace because they have Bombos. So that's our third.
Right. Yeah, because there's an icebreaker and a bombos way for ice.
And we don't have a fort yet. We're still missing something to do a fort crystal.
Mire might be ugly, but I think because we can get into Mire, we have boots to bounce over, and we have a red cane.
Mire is a pendant.
Oh, that's right. I was so focused on what dungeons can we do. In the meantime, Calvin is digging into our free crystal extraordinaire of Thieves Town, hoping to find some goodies along with his crystal, as looks like Haxodus is just a few steps behind him.
Yeah. Early Thieves Town with 4 hearts is not the best.
As Calvin just proved your statement right there. Maybe taking a death warp out, but
yes, I'm hoping that was on purpose. Okay, yes. It's on purpose.
That was most definitely on purpose then. As Calvin gives us a nice long look at the map in case we missed anything.
Oh, that's the blue mail.
Finding blue mail.
Blue mail in C-shape house is good. That's gonna help.
That definitely makes Thieves Town much more comfortable, and you have that Cane of Burna, which pretty much makes blind free. Oh, and the Fire Rod. Our Eagle Eye Tracker had noticed that for Calvin, but Fire Rod does mean Skull is completable. I wouldn't say it's fun on 5 hearts in Master Sword, but it is doable.
So Fort Crystal too. So we would be in go mode.
Yes, a rude go mode, but if you're feeling confident on your 5 heart Blue Mail Master Sword Silverless Ganon, this is go mode in 16 minutes. So we are living up to the Blitz mode name here.
I did not think I would be saying go mode at 16 minutes.
That makes 2 of us. Oh, that one was not intentional from Calvin, as the blue cane did not activate in time, and gave those spikes a not-so-friendly hug.
Alright, so at this point, I think Silverless is going to be a given on this seed. We don't have a first bow, never mind the second one. We can hope for another sword, though. They still have 3 dungeons to go, so, well, 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Thieves Town is almost done. So a Temper Sword Ganon is not bad. The lack of hearts, though, that one.
You have a lack of hearts and no bottles for safety. You have blue mail. That is nice.
Well, they do have one bottle. They picked one on Desert Ledge, which had green goo.
Right. And you have the... We've gotten more than enough couch cash that if you want to go fill it with the blue or whatever you want, you can do that. And it's a flute away. But... Calvin having a rough time with those crickets up at the attic of Thieves Town. And having done Master Sword Silverless for a mystery seed or 2, it's not fun.
No, Master Sword Silverless is the worst thing ever. And between getting the silvers or a tempered sword, I'll go for the tempered sword over the silvers anytime.
Absolutely. And heck, even without a first bar, I think Ganon would just make fun of you and not even give you a hint. So we would have a lot of nice things to find before this is a comfortable go mode.
I saw this though. It's showing us his knowledge of Thieves Town getting up really fast in there. There's nothing in the depth yet. Seems to
Yep.
have been able to avoid all the bad RNGs that can happen in Thieves Town and kill you really quick. And off to blind we go.
Blind with our terrible bacon pun, punishable by death by Master Sword pokes. And while we don't have a shield, the blue mail really showing its use here in that blind fight. Keeping Hexodius alive as he knocks blind over and takes his second crystal.
And other than that fire rod, there was nothing else in Thieves Town.
True.
But good fight, considering blue mail 5 hearts, Master Sword. Well, Master Sword has no effect here, but that was a good fight. He kept on the script as much as he could.
Yes.
If you're not familiar, blinds always play the same way the first time you start this fight. Oh, there's a temper.
I'll say there's tempered, so goodness, Village of Outcasts really having all the goodies. As unfortunately, Calvin has forfeited the race. Just, I guess the Thieves Town frustrations was just one death too many.
I guess so.
But so I guess the question remains for Hexodius here is now that we found tempered, how much more comfort do you need? Because you have a bottle. 5 hearts, even with blue mail, you can't hug Ganon. But you can kill him pretty relatively comfortably with a tempered sword. How much more does he feel he will need to knock Ganon out, or will we see him just make all my Ganon attempts look like a fool and put on a clean showing? But first, we got a Moth to go SWAT as he enters the back of Skull Woods.
He still has Mothula to fight, and then he still has Ice Palace to find a few more things to help him out with cannons.
For sure.
I mean, personally, I would like a few more arts before going for Ganon or another bottle of two. Just one bottle is not a lot. However, they do have Lamp, which helps because of the torch glitch.
Right.
So that's a plus.
Yes, the lamp and is a big plus. Cape is also one of those nice convenient items for Ganon. Lets you get the one-on-ones pretty easily, even with tempered. But adds a lot of ifs and buts before we get there. As it looks like Moth is playing nice. Well, mostly nice and staying away from the spikes.
Here we go. That was quick.
Yes, Moth behaved. Well, not necessarily for loot, but behaved. And Hexodus masterfully takes it down with a few flames and a few slashes, and that's his third crystal, and there's only one to go. So, as you said earlier, off to Ice Palace. I would love for him to mirror out and check pedestal just for my own humor, but alas, we do not have a mirror today.
I don't think we will find it.
Interestingly, not saving and quitting after Skull. I wonder where he's going.
That's a good question. I'm not sure what he expect to find.
Because we don't have a mirror for Graveyard Ledge. Maybe he's going down to Retracing?
Oh, he might check the Smith. Or maybe race game. Yeah, he could be going for race game, going all the way around. Check Stumpy at the same time, and then Ice Cave, so that before he enter Ice, he has done a few more check. Could be that.
Right, you can do that. You could do race game into Smith Chain and save quit once you pick him up and then just flute back to Kakariko. But we'll see momentarily as We are filling the yard with lots of potholes, hoping for something good here.
He goes for Smith Chain. He's gonna go down to Ipe Cave first before saving quitting.
Makes perfect sense. Normally you'd leave that piece of heart behind, but considering safety's the name of the Ganon fight here, I don't blame him for picking that up.
Oh, me neither. I would pick anything up I could that I find on my way for Ganon's. He's not doing Smith Chain. So that answer or question there.
Yep,
Stimpy
leaving our...
nice rod.
Well, we could go do Turtle Rock if we wanted. We have the medallions.
But we don't have the hammer.
Oh, that's right, we can't get in. I figured if we had fire, ice, and Samaria, what more could you want? But
the hammer is locking that dungeon pretty tightly.
Yes, it is. As chat points out, Smith Chain would indeed be a couple saving quits. It's certainly not the fastest checks. But if you want to do it at all, I think that's the point where you want to do it. But let's see if Hype Cave lives up to its name. That's a good start.
In this race, the art container, definitely Ipe.
Yes, and I will absolutely hype half magic here. That's going to help a lot in the Ganon fight. Really.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. The half magic is a big plus, particularly since you're going to Ice Palace next.
Right, and we do have Bombos, so that does help our Cold Stare fight, but half magic really takes the pressure off. But instead, it looks like we're climbing the mountain.
Why?
Maybe he made my mistake, and it's like, oh, let's look at TR, but we don't have a hook shot, we don't have hammer. I guess we can look at Spectacle Rock. It is kind of quick.
He didn't even go for the old man though. That's why I'm surprised.
Makes two of us. There's a piece of heart on top, but there's no way to get it without the mirror here. And inside is a pair of bombs. He is out, but that's a long hike for 3 bombs.
Did he forget that he has everything he needs to go do ice? Or maybe he's looking for the flippers. Maybe he has fake flippers is a problem.
Yeah, that's true. We don't actually have flippers, but maybe.
I guess we'll have to ask. White a mountain.
Yes. There's definitely some. Okay, that's just flexing. Yeah, because if you can hover over with the old man, you can do fake flippers probably.
Yeah, I have a feeling that if you can hover, you can do fake flippers too.
That's an assumption, but that's one I'm pretty comfortable making here. Because he hovered both over that one relatively pointlessly, and the Skullwood ones to save the bomb jump. And double checking what our tracker put down here, ice is indeed a crystal, so
oh yes,
getting that mushroom turn in.
Ice is definitely the answer here. It is our 4th crystal that gives us access to Ganon. The only thing I can think of is if Exodus doesn't know that Blitzmode is a 4/4 fast Ganon.
That's true.
Because the part that it's fast Ganon means no Ganon's Tower, and if he thinks he needs something for Ganon's Tower to beat it first, then that could be why he's looking all over.
That's true, because, I mean, he just showed he can hover, but technically you need a hook shot to get over the Moldorm Cave, unless you're trying to do that Moldorm bounce, which...
I think I know. It might be the Quern jump to go from Village of Outcasts to the Pyramid that he might not know how to do properly.
That's true.
Because...
But if that were the... Right.
Yeah, because the only way to get on that side of the Dark World is the flippers, usually. So flippers, either you go through Ice Palace zone in flippers and then you go up there, the hammer for the pegs, or up top with the flippers again, or the corn jaw. So if that might be why. So he's looking
Right,
for the
right.
hammer
He's
or the
looking a way
flippers.
to get to the pyramid. Okay, yep, I'm hearing you there. Um,
I mean, he could always do Aga.
right, and that's kind of what I was thinking. Is there is Aga too, my friend, which is kind of hilarious in a blitz mode seed, but you do have to say hello to Ganon somehow, um, and that's pretty much a direct portal.
Well, right now we're saying Eastern Palace, so we'll see if he finds anything in here.
Right.
The only other thing I can think of is if he's not comfortable with a silverless Ganon fight. But if that's the case, Blitz mode is definitely not the mode for not being
Right.
comfortable with that.
For sure. And I was also thinking to your other point is, again, this is an assumption, but if you're flexing the hovering on stream, I would imagine you could at least do the Skullwoods water walk. It's a hike, but it'll get you over there.
Well, from my understanding, Hover is actually not that hard, but you need a controller. I play with a keyboard, so I don't know. So
I,
maybe the player is just really familiar with Hover and then
yeah,
not necessarily the other mechanics and
that's true.
glitch we can do.
I have a few friends with the fighting game background. It's the sense of rhythm, because if you can tap and let go consistently, away you float. But so far, Eastern's coming up dry, and unless we find a bow really quickly, I'm pretty sure that's going to be our end of our Eastern adventure.
At least it's in logic up to the part where you need to bow.
Right. Well, I'll be happy to commentator curse this one, but I'll be shocked if we start clipping some Igors out of the way.
And I don't think they can they even clip the red Igor before the bus.
I have no idea, because I've always seen mimic clips in terms of Ganon's Tower. But either way, we're saving quitting Eastern. And who knows where Hexodus will go next. Looks like up to the mountain, probably just to flute off, but...
Yeah, so if you just joined us, this is a speed gaming daily race. Today's race is Blitz mode, which is a 4-4 fast Ganon with a plethora of items we started with, including Titan Smiths and Moon Pearl. So that's why you see our current player Exodus in Go mode. For us, it seems like he doesn't remember that he's in Go mode, but we are. And Calvin forfeited after a few too many deaths in Thieves Towns with the 4 hearts, which was really rough.
Right. And it's I feel so sorry for Calvin, because what is Hexodus doing?
I'm not
Anyway, as
sure.
I finish my train of thought here, was that both Blue Mail and Tempered Sword were hiding in Village of Outcasts. So the upgrades were there to help you. Perhaps he remembered that Ice Palace is relatively accessible with a fake flipper? Or we're doing Back of Escape? Coming back to what I had talked about earlier.
Oh, well, we are going for Pack of Escape.
And we'll see. Got a tiny shield. Well, there's our
And a
bow.
bow. And he just went to Eastern.
Well, that's got to feel bad if you're Hexodus, but I imagine we'll be going right back to Eastern, because that is also a crystal, and now
Yeah.
one fully in logic.
And easier to do than Ice Palace if you don't know Icebreaker.
No arguments. Regardless of Icebreaker, Easterns are having died in Eastern recently on a race, but Eastern's pretty easy. But
Yeah. Yes, I mean, Ice Palace is easy up to the bus. It's when you are in front of Coldseer that everything changed. Personally, with so few arts, but it's still a lot of time he spent looking for items to go back into Eastern.
Right.
And it is a race, still.
Yes, we do have one runner who is not on stream, and I don't believe they were available for restream. But yes, it is still a race. And so it'll be interesting to pick Hexodus's brain as to some of these decisions afterwards. But in the meantime, we're just plowing through Eastern and gonna be paying a visit to Armos Nights soon enough.
And after Armos Night is done, then we should be paying a visit to Ganon.
Right. And I think for me, that's the most interesting part is, as you brought up earlier, is how do we get there? Do we go kill Aga 2? Do we Kern jump? What's the route over?
Yeah, the current jump would be the most efficient way.
Right.
Or the water walk from Skullwood. Both of these would be most efficient.
For sure.
But Aga 1 could definitely be something we could do.
It's true. We could.
But
Not
God,
like our runners need it, but we know that there's couch cash lying on Lumberjack, so.
Do you really want to do Aga 1?
What's 20 rupees among friends? But that second Igor being a bit rude, as Haxor picks up some safety arrows before heading right into Armos Knights. As he sets up that quick kill. Killed the second Armos Knights a bit early, but that's what those safety arrows are for. As that last one turns red, gives that needed heart container, and that's our fourth crystal.
And now we can go kill Ganon. Yes, 7 Arts, Blue Male Ganon fight.
Yeah, at least we have half magic in a bottle, but yes, that's... Okay, yeah, emptying to go buy a blue before heading over, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Our Friday fireworks display with the fire rod. Oh hey, Mushroom had a medium shield.
Yeah, it had a shield. He didn't pick it up at first, and I guess he just decided that he wanted that fire shield after all.
Yeah. It matches the Deadpool sprite better, so who am I to argue fashion?
I cannot disagree. The blue one was definitely clashing.
Right. And maybe that's the argument, because we did find the tiny shield after we found the first shield from Mushroom. And so maybe in the runner's head, that fire shield is worth picking up, but I can definitely see ignoring the first one. As it does look like we will be getting that Kieran jump we talked about, as he dashes through the north side of Dark World.
It's the logical way to get there. Hello, Raiders from Speed Gaming 2, and welcome to our daily race. You are seeing Blitzmode. Yes, our current runner is in Go mode right now. It's 4-4 Fast Ganon mode. They started with Moonpearl, Mitts, activated Flute, Lamp, Master Sword, and Boots.
Yep.
So Exodus has his 4 crystals, doing a quick current jump, and we'll go fight Ganon.
Yes. It's always a fun day when you can say both runners were at Go mode at about 16 minutes in, finding Fire Rod in Thieves Town. Hexodus here has found 4 crystals through Eastern Desert, Swamp, and Thieves Town, choosing to ignore Ice Palace, but we're off to go fight Ganon after a quick fairy pickup for that last half heart. We hope your race on Speed Gaming 2 went well, and happy to have you all here as we watch Hexodus go start the Friday pig roast.
No, half a heart is not gonna save you from Ganon. Ganon hugs is deadly at 7 hearts.
Yes. At 7 heart, I mean, you do have blue mail, but Ganon was busy, asked for knocking, but instead we're knocking with tempered.
So here we go. It's our Ganon fight.
Yes.
Just to come back on Exodus. So Exodus decided to skip Ice Palace, which I don't blame him. Not a lot of hearts. But he could have been doing Ice Palace instead of Eastern and finding that bow for Eastern, which took some time. So we might have had seen a quicker Ganon fights if he had gone for it.
Yes, and Haxodus did get the 1-1, but those fire bats were not playing nice. As he chooses to drink that blue potion after taking the safety from the Cane of Burna, as we swing on into Phase 3.
Yeah. Overall, pretty quick. And of course, it's going to be silverless, so we will see 12 spin on Phase 4 before Ganon is dead.
Yes, and the good news is we did find that bow, so we will get the silver's hint if Haxodus so chooses, but I'd have to imagine we're doing silverless. Oh, yeah, especially if we're GT. No, thank you.
Well, he could have gone to No, he couldn't. He doesn't have the access to go to GT. We have the 4 crystals, but we don't have anything to get up there.
Right. I don't actually know if this was set to 7 crystals or 4 crystals into GT, but right, we have no mirror, we have no hammer, and we have no hookshot, so you can stare longingly at Hera, but that is... We couldn't even get into Hera, but there's no way up there.
It is set to 4 crystal in GT. It's a 4/4 seed.
Okay. Perfect. Yep, so... That's all you could do was stare longingly from Spectacle Rock, but looks like Silverless is going pretty smooth so far.
Yes. And shout out to our tracker, Maddie Walker, for his button clicking today.
Yes.
Luckily for him, he had it easy. But it's always nice to have a good tracker with us and to help us with keeping track of all the items that show up while we're watching the racers and trying to follow along. Yes. So thank you, Maddie Walk.
Yes, and good game to Haxodus, who completes that 12th spin and will be finishing up momentarily. I don't have it, but a unofficial race time of 41 minutes, 17 seconds, and 80 milliseconds. So get those GGs in chat for Haxodus.
He finished first as well in the race. So our third racer has decided to forfeit.
Fair enough. Well, congrats to Haxodus. Someone's got to complete the race to win the race. And he did a pretty good job with all those hovers and made Ganon look easy. Fire bats can be rude to anyone.
And I think we have Exodus here joining us for an interview. So
awesome. Let me... Yes, I see them in the waiting room, so it'll be good to have them in. Aha!
There we go. GG Exodus.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
So, we have quite a few questions for you, of course. How did you like having Go mode at 16 minutes and 30-ish seconds?
Was it full Go mode? Because I don't feel like it was.
Well, you could have done Ice Palace.
I thought Ice was a... Oh no, it was Swamp that was the pendant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have done... Well, no, I couldn't have done Ice because I didn't have the hammer.
Oh, that's true. You can't get into Cold Stare.
Oh, right.
I completely forgot about that.
You can clip many things, but I think that one's illegal.
That one is definitely not clippable. You're absolutely right. So that bow was needed.
Yes. I was very happy to see the bow. I went up Death Mountain thinking I could do it, and then I'm like, I don't have hammer. What am I doing?
Yes. Blitzmode gave many things. A hammer was not one of them.
Yeah, and I mean, technically, to get over to right side Death Mountain, I would have needed a bug net to catch a fairy. So, without hookshot, of course.
Right.
Yeah, that was a fun seed. I was super happy to see the bow. I was very annoyed that every time I went into a dungeon, I found the item for said dungeon after.
Yes. Both you and Calvin looked into Skull Woods and then checked Thieves Town to find that fire rod. And I could feel your pain when you looked in back of Escape and found that bow. And I'm like, that's just gotta feel bad.
Well, I mean, I felt pretty good going into this, even with bow being where it was, because I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure this is hard Aga locked at this point.
For sure.
So, yeah, knowing Kern jump really helped there. Shoutouts to Kern.
Yeah, that was very well done to get you over there.
Yeah,
that was
First
our
ish
discussion
try.
if we were making cheese of Armos nights was, well, how do you get to Ganon?
Yeah, Armos I messed up, but still somehow shot the wall and still made that third guard. So
Yeah.
I only lost like, I don't know, maybe 2 seconds on that fight, but still.
Yep.
For the pride, you know?
Absolutely.
Nothing feels better than getting Armos first try, properly.
Yes, that quick kill on any fight always makes it feel good. Speaking of quick kills, you made pretty good work of Blind and Moth. Any thoughts on the seed besides it was fun? Any dungeons you wish you could have seen?
I was very, very tempted to go into Misery Mire. But with both items being junk outside, I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like it's a red herring. Getting Cane of Samaria and having Tempered, it's just like, I don't know.
Yes.
I was debating on Pod, but without Hammer. Again, it's a tough call.
Right.
Pretty much all the dungeons were more or less Hammer locked, except for the 4 that were more or less required. I was going to do a fake powder, but no mirror. Like, there's just lots of cool things you can do in this game, and you're always kind of annoyed when you don't do them.
Right, you can't show off Diver down in Swamp because A, it's a pendant, and B, what's a mirror? And I don't blame you for not going into Mire because that's only 2 items. And I don't remember, was that green pendant?
The green
Yeah,
pendant
Mire
Tower
was,
of Hera.
yeah, exactly. Tower of Hera was the green.
Okay.
There was no Tower of Hera. Part of me really wishes it was overworld glitches. I could have done a lot more fun stuff. Glitched into Turtle Rock, made that my 4th instead of, the nice, easy, quick Eastern.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very straightforward seed, but yeah, I was in no mood to do Aga this early. Or, I guess, this late.
We cannot blame you for that. We were debating doing Aga or not on our side too, and we were like, not sure we want to do Aga.
No one ever wants to do Aga. It's something you do out of the, oh no, Moon Pearl's on Pyramid Ledge. But with Blitz mode, you start with it, so we avoid those problems.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, knowing Kern Jump really, really helps there. There's only a handful of times where that's actually effective, so
Right.
it was nice that we got there.
Yes. And it looks like our other runner, Calvin, has joined us in. GG's to you. Sorry to see those Thieves Town being mean to you, but thanks for joining us.
Thieves Town was definitely mean. I wanted to apologize for everybody for quitting so early. I didn't think there was a restream going on until I saw the Discord invite.
Oh no. Well, it was good to have you regardless. I hate to break it to you, but both Tempered and Blue Mare were sitting there in Village of Outcasts for you.
You see, that's why you always sometimes you check the Village of Outcasts completely before going to Thieves Town, sometimes not, and I would have loved to have at that point.
Yeah, I definitely. It was interesting because Haxodus picked up Blue Mail, but the Tempered Sword was at the south end of Village of Outcast, so it was waiting for the prize after.
It is interesting. Thieves Town, though, you don't really need a sword, though. It really doesn't matter too much.
No. All it helps is with the enemies beforehand, you can one-shot the... Well, I'm forgetting the real name, but the floating magic blobs die to 1 Tempered Sword hit. It makes the Hellways just a little easier, and the crickets as well.
That would have helped me out quite a bit.
Oh, the Patrick Stars. I don't actually know the real name. Also, GG's Calvin.
Yes.
Yeah, GG's to you too.
Yeah,
I
GG.
actually watched the race through your stream, and planning this seed seemed very linear on way to go. You like after you got the fire rod, you go to Skull Woods, and then I forgot where you got the bow, but then you cleaned up Eastern Palace.
Yeah,
And
back
Bo
of
was
escape.
back of escape. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Which was accessible early on too.
It was definitely a blitz mode seed too.
Oh, totally.
Absolutely.
Very quick.
Absolutely living up to its names. So, another shout outs to our runners, both Calvin and Haxodus, for agreeing to be streamed tonight, as well as our commentators. I guess that's us, Arturo and Art and me, and our wonderful tracker, who my brain is tired. Who I'm going to let them say hi in chat. Maid Walkard.
Maddie Walkard. Yes.
Maddie Walkard. I can. Bad day. Okay. Yep. Yes. Thank you so much for tracking. And it was a pleasure to commentate and keep you all company this wonderful Friday night. Thank you to Speed Gaming 2 for rating. And we hope you all enjoyed Blitz Mode. We all wish our Zelda 3 seeds could go in 40 minutes, but, it's not quite Christmas.
No, it's not possible on a normal seed. Before we close off, any last thought on the seeds, both of you?
Show us a little bit more love next time. Maybe that'll help me out a little bit.
Yeah, the health count was a little low. 7 Heart Ganon is no joke. But Blue Mail helps. That's why I picked up that potion.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, thank you both for running tonight on this daily. It was fun to see you both race. We hope you will join us again on a future race on Speed Gaming. Dailies will resume Monday, so there's no dailies on this weekend. But if you want to watch more a link to the past randomizers, we have a lot of it going on this weekend and still tonight. So if you're looking for some more race, one that's currently ongoing is Orange versus Asder on Speed Gaming, on the main Speed Gaming channel. So that started about 50 minutes ago. So you can go check that. And then tomorrow we have a lot of race that will happen during the day. So please go check the schedule for that. It starts as early as 9:40 a.m. Eastern Time on Speed Gaming 2 and will last until well into the evening. And then on Monday, I believe the next daily for Monday is gonna be... I don't know. It's not currently on the schedule, so I guess we will discover that during this weekend.
It's a mystery seed until further notice.
It is. So thank you all again for watching, and please don't forget to follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 226 for any races, and I wish you all a good night.
Yes. Good night, everyone. Don't forget our Twitter and Discord, and we're always happy for more volunteers to help track, commentate, and runners as well. We can't have a race without runners. Good night, everyone.
Thanks for commentating, guys.
My pleasure. Thanks for running.
You bet.